Brewing?
Yeah, my name is Betsy. I'm the co-founder and head brewer at Lady Justice Brewing. We are a fully philanthropic, all-female owned and operated brewery, and we donate 100% of profits over costs to Colorado nonprofits that empower and support women and girls.
And so then, so as women in brewing, did you feel any sort of apprehension towards getting into brewing as a woman, or do you feel like it's been generally pretty easy and welcoming in the beer industry for you?
Yeah, so we felt immediately welcomed by the other women in the brewing industry that we had met. Some other brewers in the area who had heard about us had a little like female women's meetup group that they organized every couple of months, and they invited us to go to that. And so pretty much from day one, we were welcomed into the fold of the community of women in brewing in Denver. We didn't get a whole lot of pushback from anybody specifically for being a woman, but I would say that when we were first starting up and doing like beer festivals and trying to pitch our idea to different people, there was a lot of apprehension about why we would be an only female-owned brewery. There was some men who took offense to that and didn't wanted to know why we didn't have any men in ownership or any men brewing. But overall, we've been well received. The Denver brewing community is pretty collaborative, but there are issues that happen in Denver and Colorado and all over the United States that deal with sexism and harassment and assault within the brewing industry, just like any other industry. So we're aware of that, and we're doing everything that we can to help combat that and just show that women have a place in this community and have a place in this industry. So we've been lucky enough to be pretty well received. There's always some drunk guy at a festival who like really just doesn't like us simply because we're women, and will say as much. But 90% of the time, we're treated pretty fairly by our colleagues. But we do see a lot of sexism happening from on the consumer end. So men will come into the brew space. They'll want to order a beer in the tap room, and they will want the advice of a man behind the bar instead of a woman. So if there's a man and a woman behind the bar, both of them might be equally versed in beer, but it won't matter what that woman says when they're recommending beers to this guy. He's always going to go with the recommendation of the man, and that happens actually pretty often, more often than it should. Yeah. So that's where we see the sexism is actually on the consumer side. But I do know that we have other colleagues in the area and other female brewers and other women in the brewing industry who have experienced harassment internally in their companies. And so just as a community of women in brewing, we're doing the best that we can to help support them and sort of combat that sort of behavior in the workspace.